Cool.
We are live.
We are live.
Yeah, we couldn't afford to pay for the intro this week, guys. So
No.
My computer is broken, everyone. And
hit up the HVAC Overtime channel, buy some merch so we can afford to pay the royalties to Ryan Hughes for our intro so we can use it again this week. He took it back. I don't know if you know this, but Ryan Hughes is kind of like a Nazi when it comes to content or anything that he's created, which he created the intro for us. And if we don't pay him a certain amount of money every week in iTunes gift cards, he doesn't let us use that intro. So,
and let me tell you, Ryan Hughes is like good at delegating, because what he did, he has his like hit person. Freaking Jennifer over here is calling us daily, and she's giving us crap on behalf of Ryan. Like,
yeah,
what the heck, man?
Invoice.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, we don't got it. Like, we are financially not making any money on the show. We just can't pay him.
You know, he said that he created it. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't doubt if he pawned that work overseas, like got on Fiverr and pawned it off to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's like, "Here, make me an intro," and he did.
True that.
You know, fucking misfits.
So I just got back into town. I've been gone for 4 or 5 days, whatever it was. I was out in Georgia doing some film stuff for the video side.
Can you talk about where you were or why you were in Georgia?
Yeah, I went and I visited HeatCraft Refrigeration. Been working with them for about, this is like the second year I've done projects with them. So I'm currently doing a bunch of projects with them, just video stuff. They flew me out. I went to their Tifton, Georgia facility, which is their manufacturing plant. It is insane. Once I get the all clear from the HeatCraft people, I'll start sharing footage. But like the footage that I have, there could legit be a lot of proprietary stuff. So they have to get legal to approve all the footage before I can release it.
I'm surprised they even let you film in there then.
Yeah, on the down low, the overtime guys might have seen a few things that were not supposed to be seen, but I mean, come on, they're kind of an extension of me.
Yeah,
so
basically.
But
shots from the bathrooms.
So I went out there, went to Tifton, then came back to their Stone Mountain facility, did a bunch of interviews, all kinds of R&D stuff. They're asking me about new stuff they're making and all that stuff, and then I flew home. It was like a really quick 4 days, and so I get home, and I took yesterday off. I got home Wednesday night. I took yesterday off, and then today I come back to work, and all hell had broken loose. Like, they've been slow the entire time I've been gone. They had one disaster happen, which, whatever. I went to go tackle that, and then I'm going to change a compressor right now. That was a call that came in today. We've got another walk-in. I got to go change the TXV on tomorrow. Like, it's just unloading right now, dude. Like, go figure.
Right when you got back, dude.
Right when I got back. That's how it works.
I have a question for you, Chris. When you were down in Georgia, did you stop and say hello to the old Justin Bieber?
I did not. But you know what I did do for the very first time is I went to my very first Buc-ee's. I'd never been to Buc-ee's before.
Dude, I've never been there either. I so want to go.
Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. I mean, it just looks like an oversized gas station to me.
Because I think there's some in Ohio somewhere, or I don't know.
Yeah, I got my family shirts. Like, let's put it this way. I was like, well, I got to get my kids something, right? So I got them Buc-ee's shirts. I got both my daughters and my wife. Dude, those shirts were $18 each for a freaking shirt with a Buc-ee's logo on the front. I was like, for real?
A gas station shirt, $20, bro.
But I did get a brisket sandwich. They make fresh brisket sandwiches there. They jerky, fudge, all that crap they make. I got a brisket sandwich, like just one of those ones that you would get at a gas station that you would normally get the shits from.
$47.
No, it was like $6 actually, and it was really good. Really good brisket sandwich. The irony behind Buc-ee's though is like the biggest gas station. They do not allow diesel trucks. Really? You cannot take a diesel truck to a Buc-ee's. There's signs out front that say no diesel trucks. They do not fucking sell. They don't have parking spots for diesel trucks. They're not allowed.
It's wild, dude. I honestly thought it was just a basic truck stop. That's why it was so big, is because they have like truck stops have showers and like lounges and things for the truck drivers. They have none of that, eh?
Nope. It's just for cars.
Dude, that's like Disneyland for Ohioans.
I think it's probably because they bank on they could fit more cars, more people in the spot if they don't have trucks,
Well, and I mean, think about it. If they had showers, people would be parking their trucks and then leaving the truck there, and then taking up space. And
that's all the truck drivers do.
This place must have 200 gas pumps, and they were all full. I mean,
wild, dude.
Yeah.
They must have like just rigs coming in there all the time, dumping, filling those tanks up like every hour on the hour.
It's like it was basically like they got all, like my wife would be in heaven there because they got like all the home goods and all these freaking trinkets and just they got so much crap in that place, dude.
I'm sure you've been to Cracker Barrel, right?
Actually, I've never been to Cracker Barrel, but you know where I went also for the first time is I went to Waffle House. I'd never been to Waffle House either.
Huh.
So Waffle House wasn't that good, dude. It's like Denny's, man.
It's like a Coney Island hole in the wall sort of place.
Their coffee was good, but that's about it. I mean, breakfast wasn't bad. It was just I don't know, breakfast.
Your wife would probably like Cracker Barrel. I mean, they got a cool little country store at the beginning of the store. Like when you walk in the restaurant, the whole front side of it is like a country store. And then you can go sit amongst the elderly and have bland, dry, salt-flavored food. And it's not terrible. It's decent.
But I can officially say that there's no way in hell I could travel full-time. Like, I could not have a traveling gig, dude. That just 4.5 hours in the airplane was just enough, man. I was done.
Yeah. Yeah, like our buddy Brett, the Wet Pretzel in the chat there, he travels quite a bit for training and stuff, and he's got a pretty rigorous schedule.
So did he put you up in first class, by the way?
No, they just give me normal seats. I upgraded to like the Comfort Plus or whatever, but I had to pay for
peasants.
Those. Yeah, I was amongst the peasants.
People.
Yeah.
I paid the $120 upgrade per way to get 2.5 inches of extra leg room.
Did you pay it with your Amazon money?
No, not my fake money. I paid it with my real money, unfortunately.
Nice.
So. But you know what I realized? Like I never understood the appeal of the corporate world. But on the corporate side of things, see, all the corporate guys, what they do is they set up the points accounts everywhere. So even though they pay with the corporate credit cards, they get all the points. So when they fly personal places, like with their family, their whole family's flying for free because they've raked up all the Delta points, all the freaking hotel points, all that crap.
I worked with a guy at my last company, and he used this app called what is it, like What's Up or not What's Up?
Get Upside or whatever.
Upside, yeah, the Upside app. Like he used that and filled up his truck. I mean, like he made $300 the one year. I mean, $300 in a year is it's not a ton of money, but at the end of the year, you get $300 just for filling up gas that somebody else had to pay for.
Right. Yeah, but it was genuinely a good time. The people at Heatcraft are awesome. Good people. It was a lot of fun. Oh, check this out. I went to the factory, right, where they have like there'll be lots of stuff to talk about when I have video footage about all. But I went through their braze training, right, where because they put all their employees through like a braze training. They have a certified person that does the braze training or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's a female lady, and she failed me. I freaking failed you. Yeah, I failed the braze training, dude. I didn't pass her specifications because they have high standards, man.
What did you do wrong? Did she tell you?
Well, first off, she was very apprehensive to tell me what I did wrong because they were filming it and stuff. And I was laughing about it. I was like, "Don't be afraid. Like, call me out. I don't care." But she was like, "Well,
woman, who cares?"
She said, "You did okay." And I'm like, "I did okay." I said, "Would I have passed? Like, if I was one of your employees, would I have passed?" And she's like, Well, no. And I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? And she's like, well, and I said, all right. I said, I know my shortcomings. I was like, let me guess. I overheated the joint and I used way too much solder. And she's like, yep, that's pretty much it. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's something that I think I do, but I do on purpose. Like I call it, I don't know if this is what it's called or whatever, but I call it double capping. Like I braise hot, I put a layer of braise around the joint, and then I back off the flame, and I kind of bridge the gap where you don't see where the fitting meets the pipe, where it's just
I do the same thing.
No, I get it. I mean, because I get it all the time in my videos. People are like, you don't know how to braise. I know. I've never been to brazing school. So it is what it is. But it was funny. I thought that was pretty funny. There was lots of other fun stuff that I did too. So,
man, I love visiting factories like that. Like I've never visited one to like your capacity where you're actually like touring it, but every once in a while I get to go in these factories and just like work on stuff. And I don't know what it is. And I'm not talking like a factory like where they're pressing auto parts or something. Like it's like the factories I've been into are like robotics factories, like real weird, like futuristic looking, sciencey sort of places, you know, and it's neat. It's fucking
they had a
neat
legit robot in their factory, dude. Actually, pretty cool.
Like RoboCop?
No. They had a giant robotic arm that grabbed their drain pans as flat stock and then put them in a brake and bent all the different angles. Like it pulled it out, bent another angle, pulled it out. Within like 30 seconds, it had an entire drain pan bent out, protruded out, and then sets it down and then starts over. It was pretty cool to see that. So.
Yeah, that whole place will be automated before too long.
Nah, surprisingly, like they only want to automate so much. They genuinely are like about because you think about it, dude, they could have very easily moved this factory to Mexico years ago, but they like choose to keep it here because there's a lot of, it'll all come out in the video and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff they do.
Like I know a Mexican HVAC dude, and if they had a factory filled with those guys, I don't know, it might not go so well. But hey, you know, Big Clive, he's in the chat, and you know what? This week he had reached 1 million subscribers finally.
That is pretty epic, man. Congratulations, dude, Clive.
Like I think when we first started hanging out with Clive, he had like 750,000, something like that.
I thought it was less than that.
It might have been less than that. Because I remember, you know, we told him, like, listen, Clive, you need to buckle up for this, buddy, because you're about to get the overtime bump, and you might not know how to handle the newfound fame that you're about to get. And, I mean, we weren't lying, Clive. So, you're welcome.
Yep.
But no, congratulations, cool. Clive. That's awesome. Like, we're legit happy for you. I tried to get Clive on the show tonight, but he's feeling a little bit under the weather.
I am currently sitting in traffic. It is 6:15. I can guarantee you I got to go change a compressor right now. I can guarantee you that I will not get up to the job site for at least an hour and a half at this point.
Why can't you do this? Why can't you do this tomorrow? What's the deal?
It's a beer walk-in for a restaurant that serves a shit ton of beer. So.
Poo on you. Yeah.
What, they're open that late where it's gonna justify you getting the beer cold at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah, they'll be open until 2 in the morning. Oh, but yeah, 100%, dude. They don't care. It's just money to them. So,
you know, I see in the chat, I think somebody had mentioned Joe. As you guys can tell, Joe isn't here tonight because, well, we don't know why. We don't know much about Joe or what he does.
He said it in the chat. He said, all he said was her birthday. So I'm guessing it's Honey Bunches of Oats' birthday today.
Oh.
But the funny thing is, she lives in the United States. He supposedly lives in Canada, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? Is this like a cyber sex thing where they're on the computer video chatting on her birthday?
When do you think the reveal is going to happen where he sees the penis? Like, when is that going to happen?
Was it like the catfishing thing going to come out?
Yeah, like it's got to come out one of these days.
Yeah,
apparently when we said this and she was in the chat and I guess he got in trouble. She was really mad. But like you cannot be surprised that we think he's being catfished. Like
from what I've seen where Joe's gotten like yelled at for like, do you know what time it is? You know, yeah, he gets yelled at quite a bit, I'm guessing.
You're going to get him dumped.
He's going to get in trouble again. And he'll do it by himself. But you know what? Joe said that he's going to be on the Misfit show pretty soon. So all you guys, make sure you tag Joe because he said, he's like, for sure, Bill, I will definitely do it 100%.
Legit, this is going to take an army for real. Like, you guys really need to be blowing Joe up. I'm telling him everything. Yes, tag him, constantly bombard him to go on the Misfit show because this guy seriously is such a dummy for not going on that show.
100%. So. He's so like just nervous to talk to. I don't know how he meets anybody ever anywhere because he's like just.
How did he even meet us? Like,
I don't know.
Israel.
Oh, yeah.
Israel. One night, John sent a link out in the chat. Joe clicked it, and then I was talking crap to John because he said something incorrect, and John invited me on. And we just stayed on and we started talking. And then Joe emailed me after. He's like, dude, that was fun. We should do this again. I bet you I still probably have the email.
Isn't that crazy? Joe, of all people, who right now, in this moment, he would never say, let's do that again. He's like, let's not ever do that again. I'm surprised he comes back every other couple of weeks and hangs out with us.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of misfits of HVAC, I kind of feel guilty. The last few Saturdays, I've been busy. So I have missed their live stream. You know, I gotta get on that.
Yeah, I missed last week. Why did I miss last week? I was gone somewhere, I think.
I was at a concert on Saturday. I went to Zach Brown band last Saturday.
Nice.
So that's what was crazy too about my trip. Because my trip, like the planning of my trip, I knew that trip was coming.
Back to back.
But it was last minute. So I had Zach Brown band concert on Saturday. I didn't get home till 1 a.m. I got up at 4 a.m. to get to the airport, and I flew out at 6 a.m. And then, I was so tired when I got to Atlanta.
Much, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm starting to feel like Adam with all of his book writing and all this stuff. Like, I'm like exhausted right now.
Stop. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I don't even want to talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to think about it.
Yep.
I'm going to put this up here in the chat. There's a link for you guys. I think Jennifer might have been the first one to post this up in one of the groups, but it's a podcast list of the what is this? The 19 best HVAC podcast, right? And if you go through there and look, like some good stuff, and congratulations on Misfits. They're number 8, right? But you know what? Like, we're not even on this list. We're not mentioned anywhere in this entire thing. Let's go ahead and click on that and look it up.
Because we're not safe for work.
That's probably true. I mean, the HVAC jerks are on there. Masters of the Hustle is number 7. Like, isn't that wild? Masters. I mean, that dude just sells stuff. He just tells you how to be a salesman. Like, what is that all about?
Welcome, everybody, to Masters of the Hustle.
Exactly. You do that great impression of him, by the way. The HVAC jerks are clocking at number 4. We got Bill Spones, Building HVAC Science, at number 3. That belongs in the top 5, I'd say. The HVAC Know-It-All podcast. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to listen to a podcast about commercial HVAC, and I only call it commercial HVAC because a majority of it is commercials and the rest is kind of HVAC, so that's why I call it commercial
I would
HVAC.
say, but like, a fair point to say, besides the Misfits, I mean, a good majority of the podcasts on that list are all the ones that are full of 50 kajillion commercials, and they're trying 100%. To sell every freaking sales tactic to everybody.
There was a couple in here that I just didn't know of, like this one called HVAC Joy Lab podcast, hosted by Dr. John Shirk, I believe it's how you pronounce his name. So I started like going through some of his content. He's actually got some pretty good stuff. Like, I'm listening to a 2-part series right now, all about basically just like staying healthy. It's not so much, he's not teaching really much about the actual HVAC industry, but he's more of a happiness guru sort of thing. Like, it's actually a legit good podcast. There was another one here that I liked as well.
I think we might have pissed him off. Maybe we did make the list because the list is actually titled Top 19 HVAC Podcasts, and then underneath it says Top 20, but there's only 19.
Oh, that's a good point.
Think about it. You think about the top 19 or top 20, I think there is only 19 or 20 to start with in the first place. How many more are there?
I mean, let me ask you this. Reaching.
Was HVAC school on there?
Yeah, it was number 1.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because that's a bullshit list if that's not on there. So,
let me get off on a side note here. This Wednesday, guys, take a look on the HVAC School YouTube channel. There's going to be a live stream, and it's going to be pretty cool. It's talking about like best practices in combustion analyzing. I believe Jim Bergman's going to be on. Bill Spone's going to be on. One of the dudes from Sauerman, possibly one of the guys from UEI, Jim Davis. So it's going to be a full house,
I forgot Jim Davis's name today, and I was talking and I was trying to describe him.
Yeah, what'd you call him? Jim.
I told Joe. I was like, yeah, the guy from NCI, Jim Jones. And then Joe's like, Jim Jones, that sounds familiar. And I was like, oh shit, never mind, not Jim Jones, that's someone different.
Jim Jones, that's what it was.
That's the cult leader guy. That's literally the Jim Jones guy is literally where they got the phrase "he drank the Kool-Aid" from. So yeah, that wasn't a good one. But yeah, I kind of felt bad after I said that. But that was in a private chat. But I couldn't think of Jim Davis's name, and I said Jim Jones, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not right.
I mean, if Jim Davis told me to drink some Kool-Aid, I would.
Probably, huh?
Jesus Fish is asking me for help in replacing his system. I could help you, Jesus Fish. I don't think you live that far from me.
Yeah, it's not like you got nothing else going on, right? Where you're authoring like 3 books.
Let's put it this way, Jesus Fish. Jesus Fish, if you want Adam involved, you're basically going to get a 3/4 of a ton system, and you're just going to have to deal with it, man.
Yeah, that is true. And Chris has been asking me for like 3 weeks to send him a bunch of return grills.
Oh, then don't forget, I'm pestering you to help me finish this design thing that I'm doing.
I know, we're like Adam's best friends, and we know that he's under the gun, and we're over here like, Adam, help, Adam, help,
we're
Adam,
just like sucking off the tit of Adam. We're like,
I feel like anyone that knows me though, they look at me and look, because it's like I have some kind of interaction with everybody, and they look at me like, man, you're a slacker. You take so long to do everything.
I don't care, man. Hey, I got my system running. Hey, that's the thing too. This Sunday, my freaking video is going to drop of my install. It's an hour-long video, man. It is a long one.
It's a good
Holy
video.
Crap.
We got
Holy crap.
Sneak peek at it today. It's a good video.
Yep. I sent it out to a few people. Michael C. and Franco got it. Ike, my moderator guy, helper computer guy got it. A few people got that secret video link. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, before I forget, gotta say what's up to our little buddy Randy and Luke, hanging out tonight somewhere in the trailer park. What's up, guys?
To Joe said no sneak peek here. If you freaking come in the chat, dummy.
Yeah,
it's in the chat, dummy. Bro. All you gotta do is go up 700 messages because we've been talking all day.
I mean, I will say I'm pretty good about whenever I jump in the chat, I scroll up to everything that I missed, usually, and then I just listen to it, even if it's 3,000 podcasts.
Yeah, like on your way home or on your way somewhere. Do it.
Yeah.
It gives you something to do. And Joe, just so you know, Joe's not here because he's hanging out with his girlfriend tonight. No, he's not.
Well, no, he's messaging.
He's messaging
because they've never met.
In person.
He's having a text message with her because it's her birthday tonight.
They've never held hands.
Nope.
Joe must have finished early. I bet he finishes early all the time.
Oh man, one of these days, Joe's like, when we meet Joe, it's literally going to be on the news. It's going to be serial killer.
We will never.
No, 100% no.
He doesn't trust us. Never.
Like legit. If honestly, with the three of us, if we ever were to meet Joe, we would have to secretly do it without telling our wives, because collectively, all of our wives think that Joe is a serial killer.
Well, yeah, we'd have to tell somebody like where we're going. We can't just go meet Joe without letting the authorities know.
I don't know if anyone saw that movie. I think it's on Netflix. Don't Fuck with Cats. That's like Joe. This movie is Joe. It's like some secret dude in Canada that makes videos and posts them online, and nobody knows who he is.
Except he's not murdering bags full of cats.
Yeah.
Check this out. Mind explosion. What if Joe is the same person as Honey Bunch?
Could be.
Like legit.
That would be legit screwed up, man.
Yep.
So I had my CSD1 class again. I got like 7 more of these classes. And dude, like I've really I don't want to sound cheesy, but the whole world of hydronics, like every time I go to this class, I have more and more questions, and it's really, really interesting. It really piques my curiosity. But like for one, this CSD1 class that I'm going to, we're not doing hands-on stuff. It's all from the book, dude. And it is the most boringest thing. I literally fell asleep for 5 minutes the one night. It's just so hard. It's just so rules and regulations about boilers and CSD1s and whatnot. But I don't know. I need to find a real good way to get really educated on hydronics, like a fast way. This is where you guys come in and like give me tips on how to.
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
You shouldn't be doing none of that shit while you're driving, Chris.
Well, I'm currently driving at 5 miles an hour. Is sitting in just stop traffic, so I can fucking get out and run around my van. So,
well, see, Jay Manzo, I need books or something. Like, I can't just call you up and be like, "Hey, over the phone, make me good at hydronics." I need books or something I can podcast. Like, there's no good podcast about hydronics. I know a couple people have recommended the ABMA podcast, which ended in 2022, and there's only like 16 episodes, and I don't know, 7 of those are pretty okay, but a majority of them are just like, they bring on a manufacturer or somebody about it, and they do talk a little bit of shop, but it's not geared towards people like me, I guess. So yeah, any of you guys in the chat that are really good at hydronics, you should start a boiler podcast. I've never heard of Khalifi. Khalifi? You mean Wiz Khalifa?
Khalifi.
I think he meant Wiz Khalifa.
Somebody in the chat, he had a question about, I gotta find it now. Oh, GGAC. Is there such a thing as a 90 to a 90 Viga to Viga fitting, essentially making a U? You could use a 90 to a street 90.
What the fuck's a Viga? A Viga fitting?
Or you can buy a P-trap, and then you could have a long one, depending on how wide you needed it to be.
John Seigenthaler.
You could cut a P-trap to make it whatever length you need to be. I don't know how wide it needs to be.
It's a big book, Phil, that you're trying to, the undertaking that you were about to experience.
That John Seigenthaler book. I think I did look at that book before.
I don't know where it's at right now, but it's a you need time for that, Bill.
I mean, is that a book written for engineers?
Don't ask Hausch. He's smarter than the engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer, you're in the chat right now. Are you locked in your house, like locked down, or what? Because don't you live in Maine or something? Isn't like the entire state of Maine like on lockdown right now?
It was some what was he, like a military dude or something?
Some psycho dude, man.
Ex-military dude, firearms instructor.
I was talking to a guy that's in Massachusetts today, and he was like, even they're locked down where he's at. So it's pretty crazy, man. It's kind of a bummer,
It's nuts, dude. Like, it's honestly, it's just a matter of time until the next one. As Americans, that's literally like, I'm pretty much desensitized by it. It's just a matter of time to the next one. Like, yeah, this one's horrible. I hate seeing that there's a loss of life. And
did you see that? I don't know if it made the news where you guys are. I came home and my wife told me the story. It looked like there was a cartel hit on the freeway here in Southern California.
Come on.
They rammed a car, flipped it over, like freaking totaled the car. Then 3 dudes jumped out of a van. The dude that was driving the car just sat on the floor with his hands up, and they ran and grabbed shit out of the trunk. People were filming it the whole time. They legit knew what they were going for, and they didn't rot. Like, they were grabbing shit out this dude's trunk, grabbed whatever it was, jumped in their van and took off. But they ran the dude off and freaking flipped his like brand new. It was a super expensive like Maserati or some fancy ass car too. They targeted this dude. It looked like a cartel hit the way that it went down. Freaking right on the freeways of SoCal. People were like, and it was weird though too, because there was legit like 2 separate people just filming it, and the dudes that did the hit like flipped over the car and took all this stuff. They were looking at him and they were just like, they didn't care. They just grabbed what they needed. They didn't even shoot at him. They just took what they wanted and bounced. It's pretty crazy. Crazy stuff these days.
How does that make you feel?
I've never seen a cartel hit in person, but every time I go to Mexico, there's always, like shady things going on in the cities, and because cartel will put like signs in the street saying like this is our territory sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the little mountain town where my in-laws live, they've basically been untouched until now. Now they have a cartel that kind of took over their town. So I'm like, that's great. So now every time I go there, like I've had to kind of stop going there as much because, you're white and they'll take you.
They wouldn't want me.
Look, I guess Chris is done for the day. His fancy new iPhone must have crapped out on him.
He
Or he's
probably
taking a phone call.
got a phone call, right?
Yeah, probably.
So what's going on? I still have no insulation in my attic. It's starting to get
It's gonna
cold.
be cold pretty soon.
I know. I was looking at the weather, and it's not going to be fun next week, bro.
No, you better buy some blankets or get some foam in there. I know in the super secret chat you were talking about your foam guy just hasn't made you a priority yet.
Yeah, I've been trying to get 2 different guys to come over, and
see, I feel like you should have a hookup on a guy who's like,
I'm back.
dude, yeah, I'll come right over and do it.
Am I back?
Problem is, like, good contractors are always busy.
Yeah, we can hear you, Chris.
All right, cool. Nah, that was my wife calling me for a minute.
Oh, tell her we said hi.
Doesn't she know that this is overtime hour?
Well, I just told her, I was like, I got to let you go. I can't talk to you because I'm on the overtime show right now. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, click. She knew.
I'd be like, listen, you're not as important as what I'm doing on the other line. All right. Does she ever watch our show, Chris?
This is freaking ridiculously bad traffic right now.
Does she ever? Chris doesn't like when other people talk.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris, the other Chris
So what do you guys got going on this weekend?
Shit.
I don't know. Can he not hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working.
Who is he talking to?
Can I hear what?
I don't know who you're talking to. You're just answering your own questions. Can you hear us?
I'm confused. What am I hearing?
I don't know. I was asking you like a question, but then you're like talking to yourself and then answered somebody, but it wasn't what I was asking you. Mm-hmm.
What am I missing?
There's got to be a delay or something.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's like real life Sling Blade.
Oh, it's me. Okay. All right.
You got a delay going on there?
See ya.
Oh, don't leave us, Chris. But we love you.
Why'd he do that?
Oh man, he must have gotten embarrassed.
You
that was weird.
Yeah. He got offended or something, or what happened?
I guess so.
Man,
well.
Before.
He's Californian, so it's easy to offend people like that.
Yeah.
I might not have used the right adjective when I was talking to him, and he just got offended. And he's like, listen, Bill, I recognize myself as a he, she, them, or they. So, yeah. I probably offended his wife or something, and she told him to hang up.
She seems like a solid woman.
She seems super chill. You know, I saw a meme one time from somewhere. Actually, I think maybe Brett posted this meme up, but it was just a little phrase saying people who are like overthinkers that are just wired too tight, they often find partners that are super chill. You know, actually, maybe that's a TikTok. I don't know, wherever I saw that, but I immediately thought of Chris and his wife because she's super chill, and he's always like, he seems like he's always on the verge of some sort of breakdown, but he handles it well.
Yeah. He it's like he has a lot of caffeine, to say the least, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He goes to Starbucks a lot.
Are you not supposed to go to Starbucks?
No, not all the time, especially if you bought a $9,000 coffee machine too, which was like, I meant to say that in your super secret chat the other morning where you're like, I woke up at 4:00 and I went down to the Starbucks or the Dunkin' first, and like
early morning. The problem is with the coffee machine, it's loud. They say that in the reviews are like, one bad thing about this coffee machine is it is loud. If there's people sleeping, might not be the best thing for you. You know?
Dude, I hate, like, I bought Tim Hortons coffee today. I got a 20-ounce dark roast, and it was like not that good. Like, I don't understand the draw. I didn't get any flavoring into it because I'm like, no, just give me black coffee because I'm trying to cut out all the chemicals that I put into my body now.
Yeah.
Like, if you look into like coffee creamers, that's some of the worst shit ever, dude. Like, I just started reading the ingredients list on those. None of that stuff is good.
So I didn't realize this, but Nate, the one guy who works for me, he just got a
I'm with you, Hausch.
Did you know that Panera sells an unlimited coffee card?
Nope.
It's $5 a month and you can get unlimited coffee. He goes there like 3 times a day, gets coffee 3 times a day.
See, you know, that's actually a pretty genius idea because I would venture to say at least 70% of the time people with those cards aren't just getting coffee.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, give me a bagel or give me a this thing or that thing. So they're like, that's one of their, what do they call those loss items or something? Like how Costco, Loss leader. That's what it is. Yeah.
He's had it for, I don't know, it's got to be almost a solid month now. And he told me the other day, he's like, dude, I broke down for the first time and bought a sandwich. I'm like, out of all the coffee that he's gotten there, he's bought one sandwich. So
I bet that sandwich was like $17
probably
for a little paper thin sandwich.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? It was kind of weird for me. I had what I like to call a Chris moment. Speaking of Chris, he's back. So I had what I like to call a Chris moment the other day. I went to my train supplier the other day to get a heat exchanger, which eventually I figured out didn't fit anyway. But I went and got this heat exchanger, and I was in there just like bullshitting with one of the guys I hadn't seen in a minute. And I was talking, and a couple other guys had wandered in, and so I'm just talking to this guy, telling him stories about the last company I worked at and all the crazy shit that went on there. And I left, and I don't know, half hour after I left, the train guy, he called me. He's like, hey, you know those other guys that walked in when you were in here talking? And it's like, yeah. He's like, dude, those guys recognize you from your YouTube channel. And he's telling me all about it. And they're like, yeah, I couldn't tell it was him because he didn't have his glasses on, but I recognize his voice. And he's like, I wanted to say hi to him, but I didn't want to make it weird or nothing. I was like, damn, that's cool, man. This is how Christmas feel all the time.
Hey, listen, if any of you guys run into Chris or Bill or Joe, if you could run into Joe, try to put like an air tag on his car.
100%.
That's the 100%. First one. Please, we need to figure out where this guy's from. But Chris or Bill, don't even say anything. Just walk up to them and give them a hug.
Do it. Do it.
That would be great.
Just don't pinch my nipples.
How funny would that be? You're in a supply house and some dude just
like, just want to hug it out, bro. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
And then Jesus fish, if Adam comes over to help you, lock that fool in the fucking cellar and then just like put a live cam on him and then just like put it on the internet and give us the feed and we'll just put it on the overtime channel like full time. Just Adam lock
drop a sump pump in there and then just start peeing in it.
Yep, there you
just
go.
Fill it up with piss.
Drop like the lotion down with string down to the bottom. Yep.
There you go.
For sure.
Shit, there was some.
And then, and Hausch has got it right there. So go ahead and just ask Adam or Bill to pull down their pants and show you like how dry their balls are because of the powdery lotion.
I'll give you the finger test right there.
Yep.
You know how fast I can go down slides now that my balls are dry and smooth, and I'm fucking like, it's amazing. Like
I should have seen the TSA guy when he went through my bags and he pulled it out and he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Drop my pants and just showed him." He's like, "All right, that's cool,
fresh
man.
balls,
that's cool.
bro." And you guys like instead of doing a fist bump, you guys like bump balls, like ball bump.
It is amazing that there's lotion that turns into powder. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Pretty crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
I mean, you know what's funny is we've become an affiliate for Fresh Balls. We haven't sold a single anything. Like
I know you guys are slackers. You guys all have dirty balls.
Yeah, all you guys in the chat, all you guys, 100% guarantee your balls are wet. To be fair,
we still haven't figured out the affiliate link thing. So
oh no, I got it. I got the whole thing figured out. Like I got the affiliate link. I posted it up a couple times.
Oh, you did.
Apparently, people in HVAC don't want fresh balls.
No, they don't. And I get it. Yeah. Like that. Like when you go downstairs and you sit down for that first morning piss, and like you got that sour smell hitting you in the face. It's like it kind of wakes you up. I get it.
Well, like how far back do you guys go? I want to know. Like, do you really creep the taint like back, or like where
as far
do
as
you
like wiping, or what are you talking?
No, with the Fresh Balls lotion there. Like, how deep do you go when you put it on?
Oh no, I just do like the surface. I don't go
like
too
what
far
happens.
Back.
What happens when the ass cheeks rub together and you get the chafing, dude? You got to stop that too. You just got to be careful you don't go too deep.
To apply Fresh Balls to the ass, you put a little on this side of the hand and a little on this side of the hand.
Oh, yeah. Like karate chop it. Or you know what we need? We should invent this like some sort of like a card, but it's shaped like a wedge, you know? And you can just slide it up your ass like a credit card.
We'll get sued because some dude will have that shoved up to his nose, dude.
Oh,
like, come on.
That's true. We can't make it phallic shaped, I guess. No. People will be accidentally falling onto it. I don't know. I fell onto this soap. My bad.
Oh my God, traffic, man.
That reminds me of my T-shirt idea. But I don't know if that passed the 24-hour check yet.
Yeah.
If you guys you're in the market for T-shirts, it's starting to get cold actually, so you might want to take a look at HVACOvertime.com at our.
It's been so long since we sold one. I don't know if I can remember how to do it.
We haven't talked about T-shirts or our website, I don't think, in like 6 months.
See, this is why we don't get sponsors, honestly. Like, they're like, yeah, we would sponsor you in a minute, but you guys just never talk about anything.
Because we forget.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to sponsor us.
Not for the money.
I remember like the last time I reached out to a company, like, hey, you want to sponsor us? Like, hold on a second. And then like, oh no, you didn't make the top 20 best HVAC podcast list. So
no, the top 19.
The top 19.
Yeah, because we did make top 20, but they just decided to make it 19.
So I start lying. I tell people, like, no, we're from the Misfits. That's who we are.
Who's the author?
There you go.
Kobe
Whatever
or
stupid,
Colby.
Some stupid magazine, dude. They're like, let's be honest right now. If you guys don't already know, every one of those lists, the top 100, top 30 under 30, those are all just promotional crap where people pay money. Like, it's just stupid, dude. All those freaking.
How much do you think
dumb.
the Misfits had to pay to get on that list?
$100, dude. $100. They got on the list,
it?
no problem. Yeah. Easy.
Well, I don't think we didn't never got. I don't think this is one of those. But I always get emails all the time for my company that they say, hey, you want to be one of the top HVAC companies you are nominated for in Chicago. You only have to pay this amount of money to be listed.
I mean,
exactly.
Minky makes an unfortunate good point.
What did you say? I can't read. I'm driving.
He says, hold on. Why am I watching this if there's 20 better HVAC podcasts?
There's 19 better.
Because we are number 20. You're missing the point.
We're like 20.
They said top 20, but they only put 19 on there. We didn't make the list because we pissed them off for some reason.
Don't forget, advanced refrigeration isn't on that list either.
True.
So,
true.
I guess they didn't want to pony up the $100 to make it on the list, did they?
Exactly.
Yes, Jesus Fish. The Misfits paid. That's how you get on that list. They paid. Ryan had told me that in secret. It was a super secret conversation. And he told me, don't tell anybody, Bill. And I'm telling everybody.
Oh, man. You know, what's going on with this project you're working on, Bill? You've got one that you're working on, too, where you're doing a load and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that one? Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I mean, it's going great if you don't factor in the fact that Quick Model breaks down every single time that I use it, and I can only steal Adam's attention for, I don't know, about 17 minutes a month. So other than that, it's going great. Like it's been 4 months to get this load calc done.
Did you send the file to Connor, by the way?
Yeah, he sent me back another version to download, another version of Quick Model. He's like, download this. I'm like, shouldn't you just like, I don't know, like, are you not releasing updates? Like, email people like, is there updates that aren't needed? I don't know what the deal is.
They update. Well, I don't think their updates are considered updates, if you know what I mean. So I think that their main updates go on their webpage, which only pushes out once in a while. But like he has updates like almost every day, if not multiple times a day. But I think those are all like beta updates.
Yeah, I might take you up on that, Hausch. It's
and I would also argue that it's possible that the problems you're having is because Adam gets the new version every single minute, and then he does a load, and then you try to open it on your computer, and he updated it with his updated version from 20 minutes later. So
I am not. Bill is not asking me to do this for him.
Yeah, I'm doing it all on my own Quick Model.
Oh, got it. I didn't realize that.
I have Adam like literally telling me, click on this, click on that, do this, do that, and I'm just like, okay. And
like Adam really must not like you because I didn't have to do shit. I just told him, get this shit done, bro.
Bill called me up. He's like, listen, I need you to help me do this, but I don't want you to do this. I want to do this. I just want you to show me how to do it.
I will say that was back a couple months ago when I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all in on this airflow and measuring before I got this new job where I'm at now, where now my thing is hydronics, which hopefully that doesn't change.
Dude,
I can't keep changing this
file and I'll be done with it in like 10 minutes. Just send it to me. I'll be done. Boom.
I mean, I will totally do that because that's probably the faster way to do it.
Hey, my HVAC Life is offering to give you a load if you want it, Bill.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he says he'll give you his
right
load.
in the glasses.
I had pineapple on my pizza tonight, guys, but it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, bro? What else did you get on your pizza?
Pepperoni and jalapenos.
Pubes.
Pineapple's not so good with pepperoni, man. If you'd have got red onions, jalapenos, pineapple, and maybe some olives, that would have been choice.
I don't remember what's on the Hawaiian pizza, but that's a pretty solid list. Basically,
Canadian bacon, which is like cured ham, and pineapple. That's a Hawaiian pizza. But put some red onions on there too, and that'll be like the perfect pizza.
You guys ever have a taco pizza?
No.
I've heard of them. They just look weird. So
I had one once, and I think it was pretty good.
I had really good food when I was in Georgia, but I do have to say I came home, and yesterday we went out to dinner.
Look what you guys started.
Chips and salsa. Are you capable of taking multiple loads at the same time?
You know, it's funny because just the other day I was doing these tricep extensions. So I'm like this, like 2-arm tricep extensions where it looks like you're skiing. So short answer is yes, I can, because I'm a man.
We need to have some guests, we need to get a guest list together. We've been talking about this for a while. We were having lots of guests on for quite a long time. Then Joe threw a hissy fit and then we stopped.
But what always happens whenever we talk about something and we're like, we're going to do this.
And then we don't do it.
We don't do nothing.
The thing was, I'll book out. You want to book, what is it? Misfits are booked out till like next September or something like that. I don't know. I'll do the same thing. What do you want to do?
Let's it's been a while. Let's get Brian Orr on again, and then let's get Nathan Orr, Dustin Cole.
I will. I don't know what I'll do if you guys can get Brian Orr on. I don't think Brian would touch it.
Zach. Book Zach.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say book Zach Ciota too for sure. If Joe's not here, I'm fucking approving this. So.
Yeah, I'll talk to Zach. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have Chris Hughes on. We've never had Chris Hughes on the show.
Yeah,
we did.
We'll have Chris on.
We had Chris on.
No, we didn't, did we?
I swear we did.
No, we did not.
I'm 99% sure we did.
And Michael Cianfranco, I think we should have him on.
Yeah, Michael's a pretty funny guy too, so definitely get him on. We got a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, we have a long list of people we can talk to. But Brian Orr, I don't think you're going to get a minute of his time.
I bet you if we asked, we would.
I don't know. That's like if you saw him walking down a street and you're in an alley and you're like, hey, Brian, come over here. Come over here. I found a pizza in the trash. You want to eat some? Like, he's not going to fall for that. He's like, no, bro. I'm going to go to this fancy white people restaurant over here and eat my real good food.
It's funny because that is pretty realistic.
Yeah, 100% true. I don't even know him. So anybody out there, you tell him I said that.
Oh man. Oh, Dr. Zarkloff. Yes, let's get Dr. Z on. Hello, my viewers.
I was
totally down for that.
I had I had his cell phone number for a while. We had him on a hangout one night, like in the middle of the night. He responds to an email and he's like, yeah, I can come on right now. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And he's like in his kitchen with his shirt off and I can't talk real loud. Becky's sleeping.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Misfits has got a nasty HVACR coming on.
Nice.
I forget who their guest is tomorrow, but they got somebody cool coming on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Tune into the Misfits. Chris, are you still not to your service call?
Well, it's time.
Misfits are number 8.
I'm about to get there, but I'm gonna lose service right now, so I'm gonna bounce out. Let you guys end it.
Peace out, home slice.
Oh, see ya.
So HVAC Know-It-All is number 2 on the list of the top 19.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that list just crazy?
So
and like the jerks are number 4, which the HVAC jerks, I mean, I don't mind them. I think they're kind of like, what's the best way to put it? Like an older version of us.
Not as cool.
Not as cool, yeah. It's like if your grandparents had a podcast.
Yeah. But I did see at the Tactical Awards, they had their own HVAC jerks suit jacket.
See? That's cool. Like, we need more podcasts like the jerks. And from what I can remember, like it's been a while since I listened to them on a continuing basis because I mean, I'm more geared towards podcasts that are simply just educational content, not mixed in with entertainment. Like I don't even listen to our own podcast because I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to get smart out here, and I need lots of help with that. But last I knew, like their podcasts aren't even filled to the brim with sponsors. Like they're pretty.
I was actually just gonna click play on a. I don't think it will play though. Let me see if you could hear this. I was gonna click play on a Know-It-All podcast.
And I'll start from the beginning
and see how long the.
Buckle up! I hope you clear out the next 11 minutes. I kid you not. Like,
I don't know. Can you hear this?
Is it playing right now? I don't hear nothing.
No. It's not gonna work.
No.
Sorry, guys. You're gonna have to listen to the commercials on your own time.
But it was funny because in one of, I don't know where this post was, but somebody actually was talking about that, and Gary McCready kind of popped back in. He's like, well, those commercials, the sponsors, help keep the content free and this and that. And I'm like, hey, man, I get it. Like everybody wants to get paid for their work, and creating content does take time. Making podcasts, posting it, promoting it, like it all takes time. So yeah, if you can get paid for it, get paid for it. But I am gonna bust chops when I hear like 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes of commercials. I'm like, dude, when are we gonna get to it? Because if I'm gonna listen to that long of a commercial break before and after, and sometimes in between as well, like that content better be just fire, bro.
Right. I think the perfect amount. I don't know if you listen. Do you listen to HVAC School?
Yeah.
Podcast a lot. Yeah. I think the ads on HVAC School are like the perfect length because like in the beginning he'll like tell a joke and then he'll be like, and check out Viper wipes, and if you clean your hands off for you dirty techs or whatever, so you can go out dancing with your wife, and then that's it. Boom, that's commercial, and then on with the show. No more BS.
Yeah, 100%. Like in those are a sufficient enough length where I don't always fast forward them. Sometimes I will if I'm in some sort of hurry, but most of the time I listen right through them because they're not that bad. They're not that long. It's reasonable in my opinion.
Right.
But some of these podcasts, they have, even the YouTube channels, they'll have commercial breaks between them. And again, like I know you want to get paid, for your time. I get it. But as a viewer, as a listener, it bothers me.
I think we have ads on our page, Bill.
Probably. I don't know. I don't get the money for it. So
you know what YouTube started doing now, and I don't know if it's for certain content creators or what, but they started making ads that you can't skip.
There is that option.
Yeah. So
I know all of my personal channel, which I'm going to start doing videos for eventually again. That one I always do like in the beginning and at the end, and I think they're all skippable because I'm like, if you don't want to, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. I don't care. I'm not really doing it for the money. If I ever blew up and got real popular, maybe I'd start putting in 9 minutes of commercials.
You should get the heating guy from This Old House on here.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Or we can get the heating guy from This Old House.
Yeah, This Old House over there. Or we can get the heating guy who actually lives in an old house. That's probably the only guy who would talk to us.
I think this is a good idea. Ryan Hughes wants to know, hey, you guys want to sponsor the Misfits? He'll run a hell of an ad.
Yeah, what's our sponsorship budget right now? How much we got sitting in the bank?
Hang on. Let's see. What was our super chats tonight? I think it was like $22.
Plus, I mean, we've never drawn out of that whatsoever. But every once in a while, Adam will splurge and just mail us random stuff and be like, yeah, the overtime stuff paid for it.
Yeah, that's true. Remember when I bought green screens for everybody?
Yeah. I used mine once. And my brother-in-law has it now.
I bet he loves it.
He was actually stoked to get it. And I'm like, dude, just do something cool with it. Because he was actually working on making stop motion videos and stuff, which came out, like the one I saw was pretty cool. So I'm like, here, you can have this, dude, because I don't want it.
Does he live near you?
Yeah. He's about a half hour away. I don't see him near as much as I should. He's like a quick little side story of my life. I lived with him in a trailer up in the thumb of Michigan years and years and years ago. We had met because I was trying to start a band, and he was also like trying to get a band together. And I played guitar, he played bass, and kind of sang. And we got hooked up and played a little bit of music together. And I needed a place to stay. And he's like, "Here, stay here. You know, pay rent, $100 a month or whatever." I'm like, "Cool." So we stayed there. We jammed all the time, did lots of drugs, drank fucking every single minute that we possibly could. And it's funny. One year, the trailer that we lived in didn't have any heat, and we're like, we don't know why the heat didn't work, but it's like, we're not gonna fix it. We ain't got no money, and we don't want to pay anybody to fix it. So all winter long, we just wore like multiple layers of clothes. And that following summer, we moved. We moved down to Ann Arbor to pursue the idea of becoming musicians. And he's like, "You know what was wrong with that trailer when we moved, Bill?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "The ductwork had just fallen down, and the furnace was still working, but the ductwork wasn't there anymore." I'm like, "Dude, we fucking froze our asses off for the whole winter." Like,
my question is, did the pipes freeze?
No.
How is it possible?
I assume because the furnace was still running, blowing heat underneath there. Yeah. And like that's probably what made it somewhat livable. But yeah, we got no like heat directly in rooms and stuff. It was just, we had frost on the windows all the time. And so me and him moved down to Ann Arbor, and we started getting side jobs working at Wendy's. And we met a pair of chicks who turned out to be sisters, and we both married them. And so that's how we sort of became brothers.
Wow.
It was a neat little, and then we stopped playing music because I realized I got no natural rhythm. So it was sort of like metal house. If you've ever heard a band called Ween, Ween, that's kind of what I would compare us to. It wasn't real good. Like we made a CD, and it's got some decent stuff. Like there's one song that I sing on it. I did sort of a Zakk Wylde cover. And it wasn't terrible for like our first CD, not really knowing what we're doing. We're not going to sell any of them, but some real cool music aficionados might listen to that and be like, yeah, it's not bad for some indie stuff.
Are you on Spotify?
Terrible. No, definitely not. There's none of our stuff is anywhere on the interwebs. It's just actual media. Oh yeah, House, we did suck. We sucked bad. And the name of our band was We Were Never Cool, because we sucked. We're like, we're never cool. We were never cool. We'll never be cool. So that was the name of our band.
Nice.
Yeah, Minky Mutu, she would say the same thing. I got no rhythm. 100%. Yeah. I'm just like bouncing around.
I actually have let's see. I think I have a couple of recordings on Spotify.
Do you?
Yeah.
Shoot, I got nothing. I still got one of our original CDs. I think I have a media file on my computer with all the songs in it. Like we have a Viking song that we did. Like all the songs were original. Like we wrote all the songs except for the one cover that I did. But all the other songs were original. So, that was kind of cool. But yeah, there was no drums. It was just my brother played bass. I played the fiddle, the guitar. We didn't really know how to structure songs well. So it was just raw. And we recorded those songs in that trailer that didn't have any heat in it. So that's pretty cool. We even made a couple music videos.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And the one, I told my brother-in-law, it's like, you know what would be really good in this video is if you can get the dog to lick your ass cheek. And he's like, that is a good idea. We were drunk. Don't forget, we were drunk all the time. And he's like, that is a good idea, Bill. But how are we going to do that? Like, you got butter? Dogs like butter. I'm like, just rub a little butter on your ass cheek. And he did. And it did. And it worked. I was like, that's amazing. And the video was,
you can go to jail.
So stupid. Yeah, now we could, because dogs have feelings and stuff. And like, you can't do that. It's sexual abuse. I'm like, that's not the worst thing we did to that dog.
Or the cat.
Yeah, or the cat. Speaking of animal abuse, that reminds me, this one time, I probably really shouldn't even be telling stories like this because it'll probably get us canceled or in trouble.
This was before everyone started having feelings.
Yeah, this was like 20 years ago, or no, actually like 12 to 15 years ago. In that same trailer house that we lived in, my brother-in-law, he had these giant fish tanks. And he had some big fish in there. And there was this one fish that was always just beating up on the other fish. And, because it was the biggest fish. And I get it, it's the biggest fish, so it's going to fuck with all the other fish. And this one night we were up late drinking Steel Reserve. That was our drink of choice. And that stuff, if you guys ever drink Steel, you guys probably know it gets you drunk in a different sort of way, in a bad way. Yes, Jesus fish. This is all alleged. And so the one night we're like drinking and we saw that fish fuck with those other fish. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that fish, bro. And he's like, yeah. And so he got the net and he pulled that fish up and I just punched that fish as hard as I could. And it flopped around. It fell back in the tank and then it just went right to the bottom. And it sat there like all night. And the next day it was
back at it,
swimming around. But no, I didn't fuck with those fish anymore.
He learned his lesson.
So I kind of feel like it just took a bully to bully that fish. I'm like, fuck that fish. Let's like a Dr. Seuss book. Like, fuck that red fish, fuck that blue fish. Wham! Punch the yellow fish. But it worked.
At least it didn't die.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have cared if it did. Like I said, fuck that fish. I mean, all it is swim around and you didn't do anything. You couldn't pet it. You just look at it. I mean, you're basically like you have a live version of a screensaver in your house. Like, what is a fish tank for? Like, look at my computer screen. Look at there's a fish tank right there.
And then every so often, you got to take the fish tank apart and clean the freaking thing.
And those are a pain in the ass.
It's like having a screensaver with maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to feed it, and you hope it doesn't ever spring a leak, and you got to do all this other shit to it. Like, no, dude, just get a TV hanging on the wall and program a fish screensaver onto it. Be all set. Get all the kind of fish that you want in there.
That's what I'm going to do with my fireplace. I think I'm getting rid of my fireplace.
Yeah? Just going to get a faux one, a fake one?
We have a flat screen TV. Turn on the fireplace channel if you want to see a fire,
Yeah, that's what I do in Christmas time. You can get it. You get those channels that'll play like the crackling fire and they play music in the background too. I mean, shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just beat your fish instead of your wife. That's right.
You can't be like a high performance guru. Oh, look at this. Clint Glasgow.
Hey, what's up? Thanks, Clint. We might be able to get enough money to get a sponsorship commercial on the Misfits now.
I think we should do it. I want to know, Ryan, if you're still in the chat, how much would you charge us for an ad on your channel?
What would an ad even look like?
I want it to be real cheesy and real like, hey, we paid for this.
I mean, because Ryan, it didn't seem like he spent a lot of time doing that intro for us, but he did a real good job. Like the way he edited in like what we're talking about, it actually fit together, and the music, like it was really good. Like I will say, it was really, really good.
The only thing, my only complaint about it was if he's in here, it's not his fault. I think it's because he zoomed in us on full screen or whatever. Our video quality is blurry, but I think that's our camera more so than anything.
Oh, it could be. I don't even care about that. It was good stuff.
It is good.
Yeah.
But I'm questioning. Oh, that's Mike B. It said Jesus Fish says a $99.99.
$99.99 might be $229.73.
What is the most we would pay?
what do we got? I mean, now we got $10 now, thanks to Clint.
Here's my next question. What is the least we would pay?
The least I would pay, because I feel like there's a bottom, there's a floor to it without feeling like we're insulting them.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, like, you know, Ryan is now, he's riding the coattails of the HVAC chicks because she's getting sponsored by everything, dude. She's blowing up.
Yeah.
So Ryan, he's just hanging on. So I feel like if we go too low, it's going to be like, come on, bro.
I saw Jennifer was rolling around in like a ball pit full of Melco tools or something like that the other day.
I saw that. What was that? I didn't read the backstory on that.
She won like best Melco tool person of the year award.
Oh, is that the $1,000 thing she got to?
Yeah,
$1,000 shopping spree or something.
That's pretty cool.
Damn,
pretty sweet. I would say.
It must be nice to be a chick and just get everything handed to you for free all the time. Right?
Yeah.
She's not watching anymore. It's past her bedtime.
He didn't
No, he did type in there seriously. So I think he might have been talking to us.
Well, yeah. Give us a price.
Give us a price, Ryan. How much would you charge for us to run an ad on your channel?
You know what? We should put an ad on Chris's channel too. If we're gonna increase this advertising budget, we need to spend this wisely and diversify between. Oh, speaking of which, if we're gonna do this right, we need to contact HVAC Know-It-All and get an ad on his channel.
Yeah, and get an ad on his channel. Yeah, but can you squeeze us in between like minute 11 and 14, somewhere between there of your commercials?
What do you think? Maybe next year we could be the number 9.
I don't know if we could afford that. You know how much he probably charges?
Dude, for the amount of advertising he has, I'm sure he would take like $20 for a short ad.
I mean, his podcasts are 27 minutes and 17 of those are commercials.
Well,
he's getting paid though. I mean, and he did just start his own business, I think. I don't know if it's just an HVAC mechanical company or what it is, but how long is the ad going to run? That's a good question. You know what we should do? Completely off subject, kind of. We should just break into one of their live streams. We'll just like break in somehow. We'll hack the stream and just show up right in the middle of their conversation. But what'll happen is we'll hack the stream and then they'll have a hard time kicking us out.
That was one of the funniest moments in live streaming history that I could remember. In HVAC live streaming history is when you started Chris's show back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was
years ago. That was awesome.
That was exciting. Yeah, I forgot about that.
You said, you're like, I guessed his password. And you said,
what was it like
unicorn farts or something like that?
Yeah, unicorn farts or something. And then I had like nothing to do. So I'm just like playing with my Rubik's Cube. And I'm like, yes, no, we should talk about like TXVs or something. And I'm like, yeah, you don't need a TXV. Just crimp the line down a little bit. Yeah, it was a great time. But yeah, Jesus Fish, I started one of Chris's live streams because I hacked his live stream and I took it over from the beginning until Chris came in and he kicked me off. It is still up. I don't remember where it was though. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, good luck finding that. Chris has like 400,000 videos on his
channel. But I think it'll be a little bit of an easy search because it's only his live streams, not his videos. So that might narrow it down a little bit.
They're like only 250 videos.
Yeah. You only got to watch 1,000 hours of content to find it.
Well, now that we can't seal a deal with the Misfits.
No.
But I'm gonna call Gary McCready. We'll get that in the books.
Yeah, give him a call. See how long he laughs at you. He's like, listen, bro, you know how many people I got biting at my knob to try to get on this podcast?
One thing I noticed too is not only his ads are ads, a lot of his videos are ads.
I never watch his videos.
Like he'll make a video that's definitely an ad, but it's like a video.
And then his podcasts are like with manufacturers. So it's basically like it's a whole commercial. And also, guys, I don't know why we're busting Gary McCready's balls tonight, but we just, it is what it is.
Sorry, you know, I like Gary McCready. He's also Canadian, but he's a lot nicer than Joe.
That's 100% correct. He's got a cool beard. I give him that. Actually, I had somebody from somebody I know from around here, they reached out to me and because they saw his logo and they're like, "Hey, is this your content?" And I'm like, no, that dude's got too much commercials for me. But no, we're just busting balls. He's a good dude.
Joe's still here. For somebody that like when he calls off, he calls off. Right? But then he's in the chat the entire show. So I want to know, what is he doing that he can't be on the show, but he's able to talk on the show the entire time?
That's like calling in sick for work, and then later on that same day, like all your work coworkers, they see you at the bowling alley. I'm like, bro, you called in sick. I'm like, I know, I'm better now.
Right. This is like it's a blatant slap in the face to us.
Yeah, because he's doing nothing. What do you think he's doing? You think he's got to be on the phone still with his chick, with his side piece, and he's like texting with us or something. There you go.
The chicks of HVAC.
That's another thing. There's no HVAC podcast with all chicks. I didn't think about that.
There should be.
Interesting. That's an interesting concept. I mean, Ryan could start wearing a wig. He's got some sort of feminine like features. He could pull off a girl look, like the Hanson boys.
We're gonna have an ad. I don't even know what it's gonna cost us, but we're gonna have an ad.
Jesus Fish, has Jen even been on this show at all? She has not. That's a good point.
See, there's like people we overlook, like Chris Hughes, like Jen. Like, we're good friends with Chris Hughes. I talk to him probably 3 times a week.
I swear we had Chris Hughes on, though.
I don't think we did. We
really?
Never on our show, yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just because I've talked to him so much. I feel like I've had him on.
We hold him dear in our heart.
Yeah, he's not in here tonight either. Jerk.
He's sick.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, Jerry Garcia. He's another one. I asked him, and he's like, yeah, just let me know. And I never let him know. Same thing with what's his name? Stephen Reardon. I asked him, he's like, yeah, let me know. All these people I never got back to.
Stephen Reardon, I wouldn't mind talking to him because I have questions about him as a person, not so much as an HVAC tech. Just him as a person, because he seems odd in a good way.
He shaved.
I saw that. It was weird. I think in the comments, was it Jim Bergman? Maybe it was Jim Bergman. He's like something. He shaved his beard, and then Jim Bergman is like, "You mean you shaved your chest?" Because it's all just like a neck beard. I was like, that's funny. Yeah.
No. I have to ask Steve Verdon. Years ago, I don't know if he'll remember this. He was going on a missionary trip somewhere. I should talk about this on the air if we have him on. But he was going on a missionary trip somewhere, and he started like I don't know if it was a GoFundMe or whatever.
Is that where they travel around and teach the missionary position?
Yeah, like in other countries, Africa and stuff like that. I actually think it was Africa that he went. I don't really know for sure. I'm probably making this up right now. But he basically said, hey, help me out, help my church out. We're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I sent him a message and I said, I'll give you $150 right now if you shave your beard. And he's like, I'm not shaving my beard for money. And I need to ask him, like, do you remember that comment? Because that was me.
He's probably like, dude, you know how many people have said that? I mean, there was a point in time where I would never have even considered shaving my beard. And now I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever grow it that long again. Because it was kind of a pain in the ass.
Wait, Chris was on the show once?
I knew it. Random, how do you say that name? Osvaldo?
Avocado Costa?
Yeah, Avocado Casa. I know Joe seems to know him. He said hi to him.
We had Chris on the show. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought we did because I remember making fun of that little thing that he invented. I think I compared it to a sex toy or something.
Well, this has been fun. Joe's not here. Avocado. Joe's talking to him. I don't know.
Yeah, Oswaldo Avocado. Yeah, it's legit. Yeah, we should probably wrap it up. I'm getting hungry. I need to go get something to eat, and I'm going to read a good book and go to sleep.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we don't have an intro. My computer's broken.
Or an outro. You can thank Joe for that.
Oh, that's another thing. Hey, Ryan, while you're making the ad for our show, do you want to make an outro kind of like yours, where it's like less pictures, more music, some credits?
Yeah, let us know what that'll cost.
Add that into advertising.
Yeah, just roll that into our budget. Put that on our tab. That's it. Yeah, put it on our tab.
Yeah. Maybe we could advertise on each other's channels. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have been talking about them quite a bit tonight, so I feel like we're basically advertising for them.
I think there's a handful of people that we try to talk about on a regular basis, which one of them is HVAC Grapevine, and we haven't talked about them tonight. They're actually on live on Sundays.
If you 8 o'clock,
I think. No,
or
8 o'clock Eastern time, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. What is this? Hold on here. Let's see. Oh, that's not the one I was trying to highlight here. You guys rock. Next week, more blank S giveaways. What is he? Ass giveaways? We're giving away ass? What is that?
More ass.
3-letter word that ends in an S. It's ass.
His
giveaways.
What was he talking about? Ass?
Nobody knows.
Cass.
Brass. I don't know. Nobody. It's a Canadian thing. Canadian Morse code. That's right.
All right,
Canadian guys. Moose code.
Bye.